Hello everyone, I am Falguni Patel, an assistant professor of PD Turakhia Junior College of Commerce and Science. Today we are going to study about secretary, meaning and features. Now we can start with the origin of the secretary. Now what is the origin of the secretary? Until the 19th century, person involved in the daily correspondence and activities related to finance had assumed the title secretary. The Latin word secretum or secretus, which means the secrets. Okay, the word secretary is derived from the Latin word secretarius, which means someone who works as a person of great importance. Means the person who has a very important position in their organization. Okay, in Roman times, scribe was a professional letter writer or one who maintained the confidential records. In ancient Indian history, secretary was referred to as amitya, sachiva or chitnis, which means a person who does secretarial work, means the person who is working as a secretary. Okay, today the state and the central government have also have secretaries of various departments functioning under the control of ministry in the sachivalay. जैसे origin Latin language, tell you about the Latin language, Roman Empire and Indian history. In the Latin language it was secretarius, meaning, what is the meaning of the secretarius? Is a confidential writer or officer with whom the secrets are entrusted by the employer, means the secrets are shared initially. Okay, in Roman Empire it is scribe, the former name for secretary. These are the names. The secretarius is the name in Latin language. In Roman Empire the name is scribe. Scribe meaning is a professional letter writer or one who maintains confidential records. Okay, and next is in Indian history, like origin Indian history, it was amatya, sachiva or chitnis, means the name was given, right? The person who does the secretarial work. Now first we will start with, now secretary is a person whose work is to write for others, especially the one who is employed to conduct correspondence, keep records and to transact various other businesses for other persons, society, corporation or public body. Means a secretary is a person who is working for the another person. Okay, okay, we'll go with the features. First point is individual. Individual means only an individual can be appointed as a secretary, not an institute or a corporate body. Means only a person can be appointed as a secretary, not a corporate body or a company or somebody. Okay, then we can go with the next point. The next point is duties. Now what are the duties? A secretary has to perform routine and administrative duties such as conducting meetings, maintaining records and providing information. Like if when we visit a doctor's place, right, they have some or the other assistant, right, they will tell you what are the timings, whenever he is free or whenever he is not free, he will just note down things. Okay, like that way it has some kind of duties. Then we can go for qualification. Qualification means secretary need to have some kind of qualification for the post of secretary. Okay, qualification means a person who is appointed as a company secretary is a public or a private limited company needs to have certain qualification according to the Companies Act 2013. Okay, similarly a secretary of a government department needs to have qualification as per their government rule and regulations. Means if it is a private or a public limited company, they have some other rules, and also for government they have other rules and regulations. So it should follow all the rules and regulations and they should have that kind of qualification. Then we can go for the next one, that is appointment, like how you can appoint secretary. Now a secretary can be appointed by individuals, professionals, society, corporation and so on. This all can appoint a secretary. In other words, a secretary can be a personal or institutional secretary. Means secretary can be for personal also, like some people who are of more like they are in a big post. What they do, they keep their assistant as a secretary, right? So it can be a personal secretary or an institutional secretary. Then we can go for the next point. The next point comes as a paid employee. Secretary is of course a paid employee. Okay, a secretary is paid employee of the organization. Secretary is either given a salary or paid an honorarium. Now we can go further with honorarium. What is honorarium? It is a fee or a payment given to a professional person for their services rendered. Means whatever they have services given, for that we pay them. Okay, so that is known as a honorarium. Okay, now we can go for the next one. The next point is confidential officer. Now a secretary is a custodian of secret and confidential information of the organization. Means secretary have all the secrets and all the things whatever is going on in the corporation, that is all with the secretary. Secretary is closely connected to the top management and can be involved in the policy decisions also. Means the secretary is the person who is involved in the policy decisions also. Okay, then we can go for the next point. The next point is representative. A personal secretary as a representative of the organization. Generally secretary are of two types, that is personal secretary and institutional secretary. Now institutional secretary are appointed by society, company, government department and so on. Personal secretary is appointed by the person itself. Okay, now we are coming with the last point, that is qualities like concentration, intelligence, tact, loyalty, cooperation, courtesy, leadership. These all are the certain qualities which the secretary should possess to conduct the secretarial duties very smoothly. Okay, thank you everyone.